I am Bruce Jordan. I'm a former IHG corporate and I manage over $1 billion in assets and $300 million in revenue. While Michael Jordan is to basketball, Bruce Jordan is the same to the hotel industry. My main goal is to make your hotel more money. And this is another episode of Hotel Management Do's and Don'ts. Hey, what's going on? It's your favorite hotel revenue master magician, Bruce Jordan here with our second episode of Hotel Management Do's and Don'ts. Today we're over here at the Sleep Inn over here in Georgia. This place just finished with a $2 million reservation that has 72 rooms. When I first heard that they spent $2 million on a 72 room renovation, I said, where did the money go? And I couldn't figure that out until I got into the rooms. With this renovation, they spared no expense. First things first, they repainted the whole building. It used to be like a tannish reddish color. Now it's a more dark gray color, smooth tones, neutral color. It doesn't stand out as one of these red thumbs like all the other hotels. Now this hotel has some tough competition. I haven't seen competition like this since 192 in Kissimmee. I mean, these hotels out here in this area off of exit 3 in Kingsland are literally on top of each other. And when I say on top of each other, I mean on top of each other. I had one hotel in front of me, one hotel behind me, another hotel to the side of me, another hotel to the other side of me, and that's just the beginning. And this Sleep Inn is giving them a run for their money. Now, for this location, being COVID, this place occupancy is ridiculous, and the competition is still trying to catch up. One of the main reasons why this hotel is doing so well is because the number one reason is quality. One, they just went through a renovation. I like to tell everybody the same thing. A renovation is not a solve-all. It doesn't solve all of your problems that you think you have or are going to have. It's not like you go through a renovation and say, okay, I went through a renovation, give me $1 million per night. I want my money back. No one wins in a renovation except the bank that financed it. But you will get your money back. When you go through a renovation, don't expect your rates to go from $60 to $200 a night. I see that a lot when people are, because hey, they just spent so much money. They want to get that money back as quickly as possible. Take your time. Yes, you do deserve a slight increase in your rate, but you're not going to get your money back from a renovation within the next 30, 40, 50, 60 days. Unfortunately, it just doesn't happen that way. With renovations, you're investing in the future revenue. You're not investing in the revenue within the next 2 months. Unfortunately, for most people, they don't get that and they try to do too much too fast, and it ends up biting them in the end, especially with quality. One thing that I love about renovations is that you're not going to have as many maintenance issues. So there's a lot of things that you could cut back on your budget. And for some strange reason, when people are going through a renovation, they don't actually calculate that their budget for maintenance issues is going to change and is going to adjust, because you're not going to be replacing as many things as much as you used to before, because damn near everything is brand new. So let's get into some of the details of this hotel. First thing I'm going to talk about is breakfast. The breakfast in this place is actually pretty good. They have a lot of the basic things like the waffles and the bagels and so on and so forth. But what really impressed me the most, it wasn't the breakfast, it was the popcorn machine. They had popcorn and they had so many different flavors that you could add into the popcorn to make it just your taste. That shocked me because I haven't seen something like that in a long time, and I thought it was a nice touch. Now, as far as breakfast, they have your bacon, your eggs, sausage, potatoes, so on and so forth, along with the yogurts and eggs. What I love about hotels just off the highways, they know their clientele, so they know that they're going to want breakfast, and they're going to want breakfast for free. Free breakfast is a double-edged sword. One, when you're looking into free breakfast, you have someone that actually needs free breakfast. You know that you have a customer that probably doesn't want to spend more money. So you're looking at a cheap customer that's probably not going to get an upgrade. That's probably going to just argue and try to drill you down on each and every single fee that they've been charged. So that's the type of crowd that you're attracting when you bring in free breakfast. But on the other side of the coin, hey, it brings you the reservations, and that's what you need. So, but this particular breakfast, because it's still buffet style, and a lot of hotels are moving away from the buffet style, and I see where they're coming from about getting the edge on their competition. So, hey, COVID is not going to be around forever, so might as well take advantage of now. So with breakfast, due to the fact they're not taking advantage of the cost savings with COVID, I'm going to have to give this breakfast an 8.0. But I do applaud them and I do award them because they know that we are going in a different direction. COVID is not going to be a front. They are making the first move to go back to buffet style. The second thing I want to get into is the listing. When I seen this listing online, I could not believe that it looked like this. I understand why their Booking.com listing looks like this, but when you're coming to your listing, it's the first thing a customer sees. Their listing has breakfast on it. Like, does a customer want a bed to sleep in, or they want to eat? Again, the owner may know. Again, management may know this product better than I am, but it's just kind of weird that all the other profiles have either pictures of their hotel or pictures of their hotel room, and this particular location just have a picture of breakfast. I guess people are going to sleep on top of their plates. I don't know, but it just struck me as a little weird when I seen it. The other thing is the information inside the profile at first glance. It doesn't look like it's a little bit too much. It gives all the hotel's details inside of this one line, which I really don't see how that's going to benefit them. Because when a guest looks at a property, the first thing they want to see, you want to draw them into the click. So with Booking.com, the way the reservation system works is that the people that pay the most are always on top. The next thing Booking.com looks at is the location. So if they're booking with their phone, their phone gives them location. If they're booking at home, the IP address gives them location so they can get them to the closest hotel possible that's closest to them. So when you're promoted, yeah, you get above all the rest because you're paying higher commissions. But the next thing that they're gonna go off of is your location. I noticed that this post for this listing for this hotel was promoted, so they're always going to be at the top of the list. But what's the point of being at the top of the list if the first thing that your guests see is breakfast? Are you a hotel or are you a restaurant? That was one thing that confused me a little bit. The next thing that I do not agree with at all is the quality of the pictures. I was looking at the pictures inside of the profiles for Booking.com and Google and TripAdvisor, and I noticed that some of the pictures just they shouldn't have been inside of that profile at all. It looked like they was taken with the first digital camera that ever came out into existence. Now, when you're talking about hotels, especially being online, this is the first interaction that a guest has with you, and it represents you to the T. Unfortunately, for this hotel, the pictures that are online does not represent the hotel at all. This hotel looks much better in person than it does in the pictures online. But if you portray that type of image to the guests, unfortunately, you already leave this little negative connotation with the guests, like, what am I really going to expect if I have pictures like this of the hotel online? So on the revenue side, this place is still making money. This place is still doing its thing. This place is still pushing through. The competition is still trying to catch up with this place, even though they have hotels stacked on top of each other. I'm gonna have to say this about the manager and the management team here. They know their market. Checkout time is at 12 o'clock, check-in time is at 2 o'clock. I know you're saying that is crazy. When does housekeeping have time to clean the rooms? But it's not something that you really have to worry about if you're cleaning just a bunch of stayovers. When you have different type of contracts that's coming in and out of the hotel, you have mostly stayovers, your turnover rate is a lot faster, your execution is a lot faster. So that's something that this hotel is capitalizing from a revenue standpoint due to the fact that they know their market so well, that they're succeeding so well and doing so well in this particular environment. I'm gonna have to, for revenue, I'm gonna have to give this place at 8.0. The revenue management at this location is amazing. These people know their market, they know what they gotta do, they know the attractions. Now, on the flip side, on the revenue, the reason why they got a 8.0 is because they have restaurant menus inside of the rooms. They have pictures of different restaurants in the elevators. They're promoting all of these restaurants and they're not getting a penny for it. That makes no sense to me. When I talked to a couple of people about it, because it didn't make any sense to me, they were saying that the restaurants that we promote give our customers 10% off. What does that have to do with you? All right. How do you get your money back from promoting someone else's business and get nothing in return? Is the guest getting 10% off going to make them come back in return because they're getting 10% out at a restaurant that is not bringing you any business? Some of you may say, you know what? Well, maybe that restaurant is promoting them. And I ask you this question: when was the last time you went inside of a restaurant and they said, hey, you need to stay at that hotel over there? For me, 0. Business relationship should be a give and take, not a give and give and give and give. All right? If you're not getting nothing out of the deal, it's not a deal, it's a gift. No one wins when you're giving a gift to someone and you get no gift in return. Don't act like you never gave a Christmas gift to someone and didn't get anything back and think that you was okay and happy, because you weren't. The first thing that you said was, I can't believe I got this person a gift and they didn't give me anything. This situation is the same thing. Now, when it came to the renovation, this place spared no expense. One thing that I love was how they actually changed the faucets. They used a different type of faucet so that they won't have to worry about a higher water bill. If you see here, your standard faucet looks like this. This faucet looks like this. So the water pressure, it slows down the water pressure, which reduces the utilities. Whoever did this, incorporate this into the design, they were a very smart and intelligent person. This sounds like something that I would do. But I guess great minds think alike. Now, as far as housekeeping was amazing. I can see why their review scores is so high, and they're just gonna get higher. I didn't see any type of major maintenance issues, which I'm glad about. When you go through this type of renovations and you have maintenance issues, something is wrong, and you need to call in a warranty. Whenever they do a demo or whenever they do a renovation, they usually bring them, if there's any issues, there's like a warranty that they put inside of the contract. So if something goes wrong, they come back in and they fix it. So you shouldn't have any maintenance issues that's that severe that'll kill you after a renovation. So due to the fact that they're not getting any money from the restaurants, let me show you how to get paid from restaurants at a hotel. Now, the best way to get paid for restaurants at a hotel is pay them per click to promote them. So what we usually do is we usually send the guest a text. Well, first at check-in, we ask the guest, would you like a list of the restaurants, some of the top restaurants in the area? We send them a text. They click on that text and they land on the landing page that has all the restaurants that we promote. Anytime a guest clicks on any of those restaurants, we get paid. So it's a pay per click system, and the restaurant pays us just to be on that website, just to be on that web page. I know what you're thinking. I can't have a website because my franchise won't let me do it, so on and so forth. It's not a problem. One, the web page is not even on your franchise page. It's on a separate page. Your franchise logo is not on it, and it is 100% no problems that we had so far. If you're going to recommend somebody, why not get paid to do it? That's going to be your second move. Think about it for 1 second. Let's say if you have, let's do the math. You have 100 reservations. All 100 of those reservations clicked on a couple of the restaurants. You charge $1 per click. You just made $100 in 1 day for doing what? Recommend a restaurant? Instead of hoping that they recommend you and giving your customers 10% off instead. So it makes sense to go with the pay per click model. If Google is going to make $40 billion advertising all these other websites, the least you should do is make a couple of $1,000s advertising all the restaurants in the area. It just makes perfect sense to me. So finally, we're going to go ahead and move on to operations. Operations for this place is amazing. They did an incredible job. I love the design of the bedding. One thing that really stuck out for me was the bed skirts. For those that know, when you're making a bed and you have bed skirts that are too loose, you tuck in the bed skirts accidentally while making the bed. But these bed skirts were so tight, it looks like they don't even move when you're tucking them in. The trick that I used to use is I used to take Velcro and I used to sew it onto the bed skirts and tape it onto the bed. So when I'm making the beds, they don't actually get tucked in with the bed as I'm making them. But with these bed skirts, it doesn't look like you're gonna have that issue or that problem at all. That was very impressive to me, and I'm pretty sure the housekeeping team absolutely loves it. So for that reason, I'm going to give the operations, as far as housekeeping, front desk, and everything else, I'm going to give them an 8.5 because they did an incredible job. You're going to love this place. Sleep Inn, located in Kingsland, in Georgia, right off of I-95, exit 3. Come on in, check it out, and let me know what you think.